Might need a new mouse pad. Seems kind of grabby. Very much as of late. 15 hours. 4 hours. Isn't that what Captain John's... What the heck's the captain's name from Titanic? They're like, oh, they'll be able to come help us in 4 hours. He's like, 4 hours? Alright, let's open the throttles to the stops. Buckaroo. How's the depth looking like? On that way. Okay, pretty good.
Make my depth 802 feet. Dive I.
All ahead standard. Helm I.
I think I can flank right now.
All
It'll be
ahead
fine.
flank. Helm I.
So how's everyone doing on this fine Saturday? Oh, it's not really. No, there's a little sun. It's cloudy. It's rather humid. Rather humid here in the DC area. What else is new? And we gotta do some time lapse. Why does it always turn the audio off? I don't know. It keeps turning the audio off, but it's fine. Not a big deal. How are the levels? Are they fine? Looks like it could be a little loud. Yeah, it looks like that should be better. Hour 16, 75, 8 times speed. Take about 9 minutes or so. Yeah, watch out for that ostrich jacket there. Sound is good. Yeah, we had a crap ton of rain. We've been having a crap ton of rain recently. Like an insane amount. First part of the month was super dry and then super wet. Was I really running at like one course that whole time? Yeah, well, we were on the intercept track, that's why. Generally not good practice to be predictable as a sub. Oh, there goes one of my fans. I think it's the CPU fan in my computer case. Seems to rattle at a certain RPM range. And the way it's positioned right now, it's kind of hard to pinpoint that. Which fan is rattling, so I just gotta... I have to... Because it's kind of like behind my desk. I have to bring it out to better hear which fan's rattling. It's annoying. Because I built it with like quietness in mind. It's rather quiet otherwise. Except when it's rattling like right now and I just hear like that's a horrible impersonation, but you know what I mean. Dun 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 dun. Oh, dead air. I do not like dead air. Is that all the way zoomed out? The history dots don't seem as frequent in the TMA. No, they definitely are not. Man, we were really into that op area, pretty deep into it. How many T-lambs do I have? I brought 8. 2 for each target, so I'm very glad Ben put them on the link, because trying to get your missiles to hit just a coordinate with only minute precision. Degree, minute, second. A minute is like, you know, we're talking like plus or minus a mile. It's a lot of error. So, glad it's on the link. If you make a mission and you have T-lamb targets, put them on the link. There's just no point to not have it that way. This is an interesting little island. It's very flat right here. I don't know where the heck we are in the world. Indian Ocean. This is called Diego Garcia. I don't know that it actually is. Isn't Diego Garcia like a little archipelago or something? Doesn't really matter. I just like nitpicking stuff. Or Diego Garcia is more of like a little lagoon or something, isn't it? Hey, X-fired. What the fuck? No. Aren't any surface ships around. Is one of these a surface-to-air missile? I don't think so. I think they're all buildings. Hey, Naum, didn't miss anything. Just started. We're in transit to OPAREA 4. We started about here. About halfway there. Largest of 60 small islands comprising the Chagos archipelago. Very well. Thank you, Tengu. Ice thickness, darn tootin', 0 feet. Ooh, we should go to the surface and snorkel. We only have 6 shots worth of air left. Alright, make the give me standard. Let's go shallow.
Make my depth 195 feet. Dive I.
Layer is around 550 or 600. Pretty constant. I still need to make my video telling with my formula for how far away the layer is. Would you guys want an actual formula you input numbers to, or would you want like a table form where you can just like look at a value and be like, okay, it's probably here? Because I can give both the formula and the table with a little bit of margin built in for safety. Table, okay. I'll make the table as granular as it needs to be. Maybe go for about 1/10 of a mile increments, because there's really no point in getting more precise than that. Maybe even 1/5 of a mile. Doesn't really need to be much more precise than that. No, not 2/3.
Make my depth 0.
Oh wait, no, I want snorkel depth.
Dive I. Make my depth 0.65 feet. Dive I.
Yeah, okay. That sounds like a plan. We'll do ESM sweep. I think Ben's flying right now. I think he wanted to be here. Let me actually see. Let me message him, just make sure he wanted to be here for this. I will pause it for a second. That's horribly out of tune. Okay, I'm gonna stop. For some reason, my voice is not cooperating right now. Oh, he was.
All ahead 1/3. Helm I.
I was about to say it's very dark, but yeah, that makes sense. It's freaking nighttime. It's the middle of the night. It's a storm. Oh my god, look at these roiling seas. That's gotta be sea state 5 at least. That's a pretty big sea state. Is that the max you can do in the game? Is Sea State 5? I think maybe Sea State 7. In my internship, we did ship modeling, and I think the simulations went up to like Sea State 14, which is freaking insane. Is that right? I don't know. I'm trying to remember. That was but a long time ago.
Raise the ESM mast, Chief of the Watch Eye.
Do 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 do. Not seeing anything. I know in recent versions they've been kind of, there's like a difference between periscope depth and ESM depth. You kind of got to get a little shallower before you can do ESM. I think I spurred them to do that because if you go to like periscope depth to like deploy seals, the way the mast, the radar mast antenna is modeled, like the radar, when an enemy plane or boat is looking for your radar, like for your periscope mast with like a radar, it's pretty much just hardcoded. Like once you're at a certain shallowness, regardless of whether you have a mast raised, you can get mast detected. But I was like, hey, if you gotta deploy seals, that takes 4 minutes, and there's no way to do it without being detected. So I think they made them shallower, so you can deploy seals without being radar detected. Not seeing anything.
Lower the ESM mast, Chief of the Watch
I guess might as well
Eye.
keep it up. Just
Raise
no
the
need
ESM
not to.
mast,
No
Chief of
reason
the
not
Watch
to.
Eye.
Alright, ventilate.
Commence ventilating.
Hello, привет. Как дела? Do 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 do. What's up, Round and Brown? Round and Brown. Are you a donut hole? I guess there are other things that are round and brown. I think a bird just flew by my windows like a flash of white. It's like, what the heck was that? Alrighty, we are good to
Secure
go.
ventilating.
Lower the ESM mast.
Lower the ESM mast, Chief of the Watch Eye.
765 feet, that's fine.
Make my depth 7.
Let's get outta here.
5 feet. Dive eye.
Let's I'll just wait till I get to OPAREA 4, but I'll have to save it again. Yes, there are. I did not want to go that far. Oh, hey, Tengu. Yeah, I might at some point. Never want to rule something out. What the heck is all that stuff? Are those countermeasures? Are those the internal countermeasure tubes? I've never noticed all those squares. I don't know. Are those, no, I don't think those are ballast tank vents. Too far aft. I'm not sure though. I'm not going to act like I know the Seawolf design. But never noticed that before. Alright, give me
All ahead 2/3.
2/3.
Helm eye.
I might as well just start speeding it up. We're just sitting around for
All
nothing.
ahead standard. Helm eye. All ahead full. Helm eye. All ahead flank. Helm eye.
When am I going to do Cold Water South China Sea? It's always confusing when I see CW and SCS in the same place because I always think of sonarless combat simulations when I see SCS. Yeah, I'll need to do that soon. I guess I could probably do that after I do the op area here. After this, I'm considering going back to Lawami because I saw there's some kind of campaign for it. So I might go ahead and play that. Because there are campaigns for Aria, but none of them have been made recently. They're not necessarily tuned for the latest version. Kind of sick of playing broken stuff in Dangerous Waters. Just want it to work. I'm doing this lazy transit because I basically know that I can. But in operation, you should not be so lazy with your transits. Stop every 10 or 20 minutes and take a peek. But I know there's only people in the op area, so I'm being a little lazy. Lazy with the transit and just want to get it over with. Brought some pounds back from England for my Europe trip. They all have the queen on them. It's interesting because like the older coins and the newer coins, the profile of the queen is like, I guess they do one each time they make the coin because I can tell she looks younger in this one. This 50 pence from 2000 or so, 2002, and then a pound from 2016. She definitely looks older on it. The queen! What the heck is going through the crown on the back? There's like a clover and a pineapple. No, that's not a pineapple, but it looks like a pineapple, some grass, and a flower. I don't know. I don't know British culture. Yeah, we'll flank up to this point. I think that'll be a good place to stop and kind of be a little more cautious. Because I'm expecting the best of the best in Op Area 4 here, whether that's multiple contacts or a single, I mean, probably a Yasin, Severed Vinsk or whatever. Thistle? Thistle for Scotland? Okay. There is an RA RSR, but I'm not sure that I want to submit to Crazy Ivan's sadism. I guess I could always do it again because when I originally did the Red Storm Rising campaign, it was I was doing it in single mission form because the campaign I couldn't get past the frickin' second mission in the campaign. The boat wouldn't surface. So when you do it in campaign form, the better you do in the earlier missions, the easier the campaign is. But if you play it in quick mission form, all the missions are like default to hard because you didn't like. Because in Dangerous Waters, the campaigns can keep track of how you've done in previous missions. And if you go to Iceland and you stop the invasion and then like stuff like that, like you don't have any backfires later when you're escorting a convoy, just have badgers. I actually had to cheat in one of those missions. That backfire mission or the badger mission, they kept shooting before I could even shoot at them, so I cheated and made it so they shot later so I could beat the frickin' mission. I'm like, I'm sick of this crap. I don't think I ever admitted that to you guys, but that was a long time ago. When did I do that? Was that did I start that in 2013? I think I started that January 2014, if I recall correctly. But yeah, that mission where you're escorting later and the backfires can come in to shoot you. If it doesn't have the knowledge that you prevented like the invasion earlier, that mission is like next to impossible. It's pretty much just going to be a dice roll if you beat it. Because they fire outside the Parry's max firing range, max surface to air missile range. Which is based on the Parry's fire control radar and not the range of the missiles. Because the Parry can only engage up to 20 miles away, I think. And if you're talking about a supersonic missile, going what do those things go? Like Mach 3, those freaking kitchens. I'm trying to do some calculation. My phone's being slow. There you go. 600 times 2.5. 1,500 knots divided by... 20 miles divided by 1,500 knots. Gives you 0.013 hours times 60. No, that's not right. I did something wrong there.
Steady on course. 137.
Oh, maybe that's right. I don't know. 40 seconds. Wait, 80 times 48 seconds. Would a Mach 3 missile go 20 miles in 48 seconds? Maybe. That seems short, but it's quite possible.
All ahead 2/3. Helm aye.
All right, let's start. Commence the action. Can someone, is anyone able to verify that math for me? A Mach 2.5 missile takes 48 seconds to go 20 miles. That seems too short. Alrighty, stream that stab at towed
Stream the
array.
starboard towed array. Helm aye.
Where are we gonna, first let's turn. Let's come this way.
Come right to course 182.
And I guess we should pop up. Let's go to 465 feet. Give me an even 505. That's fine.
Make my depth 505 feet. Dive aye.
I don't know. I don't remember how fast the kitchens go off the top of my head. Is it Mach 2.5 or is it faster? Mach 2.5. Let's just say ground speed. Well, Mach is always the same. It doesn't matter the altitude. The speed of sound is always the same in air. Does it change at higher altitudes? Is it lower density? I thought it was a property of the material. Because I think in dangerous waters they just report ground speeds. I don't think they report air speeds.
Steady on course 182.
Alright, now I just need to look it up. Frickin' kitchen. Anti-surface missiles. AS4 kitchen. Speed. Mach 2.5 to Mach 3.5. Okay. Just assume Mach 2.5 ground speed. That's fine. That's all I really care about.
Stream the starboard towed array. Helm aye.
There's a little bit of this coffee left. Not sure I should have the rest of it. Hey, Matty Conrad, what's kicking chicken? We're just about good with this towed length here. All right, for this one, let's stay 10 for now. Give me south center. 38 seconds. Yeah, I guess that does sound about right. Thank you, Philippe Filipovich. Old Toothless, what's kicking? How's it going? Oh gosh, the coffee is having the desired effect, both up here and down here. What happens when I press XBT? You launch another probe to determine the sound speed profile. See, sometimes I notice this. Like, it says the layer is all the way down here, but the switchback point is right here. You can see it in the data. It's at 549 feet when the speeds stop increasing and start decreasing again. So I'm not sure what's up with that. I had been noticing that in my experiments. It seems like it's been getting worse as this mission's been going on. I don't know, it's weird. The layer should be here. It's where it switches back. I don't know. Maybe we should launch one.
Oh, drat these computers.
I keep thinking like something's like freaking out when that happens. Oh, drat these computers. Okay. Sonar is clear. Oh, I'm the sphere. Hello. Go to the toad, please. Thank you. Display center north. No, give me display center. I'm facing south. This makes more sense. For me, I find it helpful to actually put the little cursor here on the narrowband where I'm expecting to see a signal. So I'm not like looking like, oh, where's 15 here exactly? It just locks it down. Makes it easier for me to scan. Oh, these colors. Give me that frickin' black and green like the Akulas have. These colors. Alright, yeah, it's clear. Clear for now. It launches a little probe, yeah, that goes out. The deeper you are, the longer it takes to do because it has to launch from your boat and then it goes to the free surface and then drifts back down and reports the data of the speed of sound. So, if I should have done it back when I went to snorkel, but it's fine. Like if you were to launch it from like 1,200 feet, it would take forever because it has to go up and then come back down. But your boat also continuously updates it over time. I'm not sure what the point of launching it fresh per se is when it updates continuously over time. The manual might have some more light to shed on that issue. 1.261 miles per minute. Okay, so yeah, that sounds about right then. 1.261 minutes. Oh, okay. No, the probe does not return to the sub. I'm not sure how it communicates the data to the sub. It probably has a wire or something. Am I excited for the Hunter Seeker movie? It looks decent. I'm not gonna lie. The video I made was funny, yes, but it does look interesting. I will definitely be seeing it. I'll probably do a review of it after I see it. I have to try and rope someone in to have someone else to talk to about the review. So I'm not just staring at a camera and being like, "Oh, this is what I thought." But yeah, I'm definitely going to see it. When does it come out? October 26th or something? All right, well, let's head in. I guess we'll just head straight in. And then I'll adjust course from time to time to move our towed blind spot.
Come left to course 140. Helmi.
$1,900 miles per hour. Okay. Yeah, I approximated the speed of sound as 600 nautical miles. Or 600 knots, so I just did 600 times 2.5, which is 2100 knots. No, sorry, 1500 knots. And then I did 20 divided by 1500. 20 nautical miles divided by 1500 knots gives you hours. Then I multiplied it by 60 and got less than a minute. Oh, 31.71 miles per minute. Okay, yeah, so it is about 48 seconds then. 40 seconds. Somewhere in that neighborhood. Yeah, it's quick. So yeah, once that kitchen gets within firing range of the Parry, you got
Steady on course.
less than a minute to dispatch that thing. So that's hard enough for one. Then he's throwing like 2 or 3. Forget about it. Game over, man. And that Sea Whiz is freaking useless against it. Oh, 40 miles, okay. But yeah, and then if you're dealing with a subsonic, you got 3 times as much time. You got about 2.5 minutes. 40 times 3. Or about 2 minutes. Around 2 minutes for a subsonic, so much more time. Much more time to deal with them. I've not played as the Parry in a while. The most fun Parry mission I've done is probably still the South Korea campaign mission, where you have to like shoot the little missile boats, and then you got to go after the midget subs. That's probably the most fun Parry mission in dangerous waters, at least in my opinion. That one's pretty fun. Not dealing with any supersonic ridiculousness or anything. The North Korea mission where you're like running point for a frickin' a surface action group that has like Burks and Tycons in it, and why a Parry is running point for that, I don't know. But that one can be tough just because you're all the way out there and they can smother you with some missiles. But it's not too bad. I should be speeding up time. If we're going to speed time up, we might as well just lower my speed so I'm not running into anyone by accident.
Make turns for 7 knots. Maneuvering eye.
Could have some kind of crazy diesel sub here, some kind of crazy nuke sub. I got no idea. You definitely do need Aegis. Parry not built for that. Parry can deal with subsonics decently, but supersonics, like, forget about it. Forget about it. Am I dropping any frames? No, okay. The game looked like it was going a little slow there for a second. Kind of stuttery.
Come left to course 127. Helmi.
Let's keep a waypoint there, and then I can deviate from that waypoint.
6. Helmi.
Yeah, Harpoon's fine. If you're shooting missile boats or surface submarines, Harpoon is fine. It should technically be harder to detect than a TASM because it is smaller. Harpoon's much smaller than a Tomahawk. But I'm not sure how much that matters in this day and age. But yeah, you're not going to have any luck attacking like a Kirov with a Harpoon. Unless he's focused on something else and you sneak up behind him and launch at like nearly minimum fire range. But even then, he'll just start raining down stallions on your head.
Steady on course 126.
No, there is no mod to make the Burke playable. Old Toothless. Alright, guys have said to me that they made an Udaloy playable, but they're not going to make any other surface ship playable. It's a lot of work. And the Arleigh Burke, or like a Tycon, has much more of a mission than the Perry does, because the Burke and Tycon have also a fleet defense mission, and that's not really modeled to full fidelity in this game, so those areas would be lacking. It's honestly beyond this. Aegis and all that's like beyond the scope of this game. I don't think the Aegis is really modeled particularly, or modeled really at all in this game. At least I haven't experienced what seems to be an Aegis kind of response to. I've modeled like backfires against Tycons, and they don't really go ridiculous. Even with like Hawkeyes on the link or something, E2C Hawkeyes, like those things should start going crazy and just launching SAMs like trying to shoot down those missiles, but no, they don't do too much. The game's about Dangerous Waters is a game about anti-submarine warfare, which is what the Perry was designed for, and tangentially has some anti-surface and anti-air capabilities. So the Burke and Tycon's mission is out of the scope of the game, because they got fleet defense. But if they were to make a game on that new engine of theirs, Sonalis that is, looks like they could definitely model like some Burks and Tycons. They were showing a lot more, you know, in the world above the seas kind of stuff. Yeah, Aegis would just start going crazy. Just popping missile tubes and just going like launching on a crap ton of surface to air missiles. Is it going where I told it to go? 1, 2, 6. Yeah, I guess so. Do 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 do. Oh, we're not even in the frickin' area yet. That's fine. We'll be cautious. Cautiously cautious. We'll stick to 7 knots. Oh, I thought the game just froze for a second. I was about to lose. Oh, I wanted to save. I wanted to save, so I wouldn't have to go through all that crap again. At OPAREA 4. Commence. I want to make it sound like I'm not just here, but at the start of OPAREA 4. That's a more concise way to say it. I like to use big words off the bat. Like, commence OPAREA 4. When start is completely fine. I was about to say completely sufficient, which would have just been... I should have said that, because that would have been funny. Aegis. It's pronounced Aegis. Aegis. Yes, it is really pronounced Aegis. That AE is supposed to be like drawn together. In British English, I've noticed they write it that way, but in America we just separate the A and the E. But the A and the E are supposed to be like tied together. It's like a Greek thing. Because Aegis is like is that like the Spartan armor or something like that? The Spartan shield? Aegis? Something like that? It's a Greek mythology term. I don't even know really mythology, history, Greek history term. Aegis. The E diphthong? Sure. That's what you call it, yeah, sure. Yeah, Aegis. But yeah, I used to think it was like Aegis for the longest time, but yeah, it's Aegis. Yeah, back in the heyday of Greece. Is that like the Troy times? Troy. With Brad Pitt? Is that when they had Brad Pitt? I guess I should zoom in further even. We're just looking for a first frequency. Sonar is clear. There you go, A-Rock. That's the thing I'm looking for. The little Aegis diphthong. Is that what? I'm 10. Diphthong is funny. Oh, is that how you're really supposed to spell feces? With that, I guess that makes sense. It's the same sound as Aegis. We come full circle to poop. Back to poop. I've been scanning the narrow band all the livelong day. I've been scanning the narrow band till my eyes have melted away. Something, I don't know. Can you hear the pings a ringing? Fire control, launch that tube. I don't know, just being silly. I'm scanning intently. We're still not quite in the op area yet. Hello, Fifi. Switch back this way.
Come right to course 171. Hell my.
A fleet of tangos on batteries. Yeah. A tango against the Seawolf, that's an interesting enemy. It could still be kind of quiet, but then it would also be deaf.
On course
so it's like
171.
They just be derping around as I like pick them off. There's a Japanese playable sub in RA, isn't there? The one like Harushio. Can you play as the Harushio or like the newer one? I want to check now because I'd want to make some more like maybe Chinese and Japanese missions or Japanese and Russian missions. Those are always, it's always interesting to switch it up, not just have US versus Russia all the time. Japan. Yeah, Harushio is the playable one. They have Oyashio as well. One of these is like the newer one. I think the Oyashio is newer than the Harushio. And there's the Yushio. I'm sure these are quite quiet boats. See, this has more of like that ideal shape that like the Skipjack had. Very low drag shape. Very low. Very low. Who knows what the heck speed, what opponents in here, what speed they're creeping at, who the heck knows. Maybe we should even be more cautious and just be going at 5 knots, because if someone's really creeping, we could stumble upon them. Even though our sonar's better, we could end up hearing each other at the same time. Let us do the Uber conservatism.
Maneuvering eye.
And we'll go super slow. And creep. Creepy creep. Creepy pasta. Yeah, Type 212. Crazy German boats. Good boats to have on your side, though. They'd make any push out of the Baltic Sea? Yeah, any push out of the Baltic Sea tricky. Those things are tiny, dude. Those Type 212s are so small. Like next to an Akula. Like it's like, it must be a quarter of the displacement at least. At least a quarter of the displacement. Or at most, rather. It's like half the length, half the diameter. So small. Don't the Germans have a rocket torpedo in this game? A la the Squall. Yeah, the Barracuda. Carries 12 torpedoes or 6 harpoons. Or 6 harpoons. I've never played as this thing. I think they use the US interface. I think generally they've kept the US and Russian interfaces to traditional East versus West countries. But the Type 212 has a nuke interface. You don't have to charge. It's because it's AIP in real life, so they assume in the course of a battle you won't have to charge the batteries. So you don't have to. There's no battery limit in a battle on a 212. Same with what is it? What's the Lada, the Russian diesel boat, the Russian AIP boat they have in the game as well. That thing is deadly. But maybe they gave it. They may have the Russian. The Type 212 may have the Russian interface. I'm not sure because the Lada has a towed array, which the Type 212 probably has, but the Lada only has 2 trackers, so it's kind of like. I mean, it's definitely good from a balancing perspective that it only has 2 trackers, because otherwise that thing is ridiculous. Like diesel quietness with a towed, and I think it can carry squalls. Yeah, it's quiet out here, all right.
Come left to course 127. Hail my.
I guess there could potentially be something under the layer. We can check it out. 600 is sufficient.
Make my depth 605 feet.
Steady on
Bye-bye.
course 127.
Seawolf interface, very well. I guess they can adjust the number of trackers, because I think the Seawolf has like 8 trackers per sensor. They gave it 8. So that the Type 212 may only have 2 trackers per sensor. A la the Lada. But I'm pretty sure the Seawolf and Virginia have 8 trackers per sensor. I know the Seawolf does. The Virginia, I think it does as well. I would expect it to. I wonder in real life how many boats. The boats probably have a crap ton of trackers, given modern computing power. Oh, and the Lada also has the Kilo fire control, so the Lada can reload tubes in 2 minutes. Compared to 9 for the US boat. Dry reload, that is. Or empty reload. Oh yeah, they're slow. I don't think the Lada goes any faster than 20 knots or something. Yeah, Lada 21 knots. It's about par for the course. The generators probably don't have enough. It's either something like the generators don't have enough capacity to discharge that much energy, or it will just drain the battery so quickly, or they just don't care, because that's not the diesel's game. Is speed. It's not the speed is not the diesel's game. So there's no point designing for that. Because as you increase speed, your power demands go up quadratically or cubically even. What is it? Power speed is related to power cubed. Your max speed is related to power cubed. So you need so much more power to go faster as you keep increasing top speed. So say if your top speed was 20 knots and you wanted to increase your top speed to 30 knots, you would need a lot more power. You need 900 divided by 400. You would need like over twice as much power to go from 20 knots to 30 knots. Like almost 2.5 times as much power. Still quite clear, but we're barely in the area. It's fine. It's gonna take a little bit. 3 hours, 180, 195. It's gonna take about 20 minutes, 25 minutes to get to the center here. Oh yeah, I'm not worried about that for the purposes of this discussion. Just talking on the very basic. Theoretical level. Back to going against the sub. We've been going against the surface ship for so long. It's a different approach. It's always at one depth, louder. You can hear from further away. Subs are a different game. Oh yeah, how the shields work there, Sean Connery. Yeah, yeah. Seals and gaskets is an interesting part of engineering. It is quite interesting indeed. It's all about friction and clamping force and lubrication, which is friction, the opposite of friction, basically. Not really the opposite of friction, but. Bearings and all that kind of stuff, yeah. Oh, it's interesting. As it's just sitting here, when I'm time lapsing, it's kind of chunky, but as I scroll this, it gets smoother. Things you notice. Yeah, it's quiet out here, Johnny. Alright, yeah, it's quiet.
Come right to course 150. Hell my.
Oh, keep switching this up here. Yeah.
Steady on course 150.
Hello, that's me. Verifying the sonar still works. Yes. Yes, indeedy. I wonder if this mission should have biologics in it. I don't know. False contacts, biologics. I keep searching. You only need to search one side because of the nature of how the toad works. Oh, what is this? Is some old area circle, some range circle from the previous encounter. That was either the range of the layer ending or his maximum. I think I changed it so he had the layer ending range and I had the minimum stallion range put on me. I don't quite remember. Oh, I finished it. I keep taking a peek outside and I gotta stop it. It ruins my vision for a few seconds. Oh, we're searching for enemy subs. Searching for enemy subs. It'll be boring until it's not. Oh, we're still under the layer, dude. What am I doing? Good lord. Forgot about that. Go up.
Make my depth 505 feet.
Lost some situational awareness for a bit there. But no, we were searching beneath the layer too, but I only wanted to stay down briefly. I like how it still reflects like where the general sun is. Off that way. Yeah, that makes sense. Sun rises in the east. It is going to be starting to get kind of light out soon here in this mission. Is that a red sky at morning? Sailor's warning? Oh no. In my experience, there's definitely a difference between short time and intermediate interval on the broadband, but in my experience, I have seen no difference between intermediate and long. There's definitely a difference between short and intermediate, but I personally have never experienced a difference between intermediate and long scale. I usually stick to intermediate. It's fine for my purposes. I think my depth toad array is still out of whack, yeah. It is clear. Still clear. After we do this, gotta launch the tea lambs. Oh my gosh, it's already been an hour. Already been an hour. Hey, this guy's wearing a wire. Take him out. By the time this ends, this mission will probably have gone on for at least a day of game time. It's been a long one. What am I coming up to? Like part 13 on YouTube? And each one's been like... Well, the earlier ones I uploaded the full stream, so... And then I've redone some of them a few times, so... Oh, what the heck? That looks like a trend, but I don't think it is. That could be. No, that definitely looks like something. It doesn't seem to be there anymore. Oh no, hell, there it is. Hello.
Con sonar. I have a new contact. Bearing 250.
Oh, we've been holding that bad boy for a while now. Over 10 minutes. Very faint. Hello.
Con sonar. I have a new contact. Bearing 049.
Oh my gosh.
Designated Sierra 30.
That is interesting. What is my course right now? 150. Alright, let's just resume to the center. Resume waypoint follow. My guess would be this guy. That's what I'm going to put money on. And we're seeing him on the broadband. That's the weird part. That's the weird part to me, seeing him on the broadband. Seems way too weak to be seeing him on the broadband at this point. Hey, what do we got here? We got 50... 220-ish. Let's check this frequency sheet. 5220. That's like surface shelf. It's like surface stuff. Is that 220? Yeah, it's around 220. 205 would be all the way over here, which is where like most of the submarines are. Yeah, that's too far off. 220. It's like surface stuff. This ain't a surface ship. It's too quiet. Well, I mean, the fact that it's showing up on broadband, I don't know. Isn't the frequency sheet missing some things? Oh yeah, someone in Discord posted an updated frequency sheet a while back that was missing stuff. Might have to go looking for that. Doesn't the reference list everything? Narrowband frequency profiles. (220) 6,000 to 9,000 tons. Oh, okay. 205 9,000 to 12,000 tons. ESM. Yeah, it's possible, but probably silent. If they're not pinging, they're not emitting radar. That's just how the game works. It's kind of one of those things that you can just know. Frequency string 3. Subnuke 325. That'll be the kicker. Is what frequency string 3 says. Do they not have a full listing of all the frequencies? I thought they did. Oh, they have a full listing of all the abbreviations. Okay, that's fine. Let me open up Discord for a second here. Because someone did post an updated frequency sheet with all the ones that were missing. And I'm going to try and find that real quick. because Discord has great searching functions. In dangerous waters, frequency, sheet. Oh, RGR was the one. Very well. Let us download that. Enable editing. Let's see here. Seems to be sorted. All right, let's check this out. 5220. 5220. Oh, that's a lot of... Oh my god. Okay, so submarine types. We got Type 93 China, Type 93G China, and Yasin. So this could very well be a Yasin. Not seeing 3. Just do. Alright, let's keep an eye on the frickin' nav map. See who's gonna be moving here. On the left. Yep. Or, well, left side of the screen is really the starboard contact. Sayonara, sucker. Sierra 30. Well, and all these 220 guys, all of them have a TPK of 8 for what it's worth, just about. Some of them, one has 7, two have 9. The Yasin has 9. 8 or 9. It's good enough for rough purposes until we get a better classification. Since we have them on, well... We were seeing them on or we were seeing something on broadband. Not sure we are anymore. But, okay. Track, Sierra 30. Oh, rulers all the way over. Can you move, please? Come this way. Assume a speed of 5. Standard speed. Excuse me. I'm going to say close. Closey close. Yowza, we'll say that for now. The tow data has some noise in it. We did just turn. It's going to be hard to tell when that data comes back to being good. Oh, take me back to 20 minutes, please. Sub. Hostile. Get a cross bearing. Yeah, might as well wait for the tow to straighten out a little bit here. Get some data while we're doing it. Okay, there's the turn data. We are close to this boyo. That signal's decent. Signal is decent. Let's get stuff lined up on our dude here. Port tubes. Or port the odds? I can never remember. It's easier to tell in the LA because it's stacked vertically. If I assume top to bottom, left to right, then yeah, the odds should be port. English style of reading, top to bottom, left to right. Okay, toad is straight. Oh my gosh. Oh, hello. Oh, that's the wrong one anyway. This is the one I want to have the tracker on. Hello. TPK 8, 6 knots. TPK 9, 5 knots. Okay, I'm going to assume TPK 9 because 5 is a nice even number. No, I don't want to share it. That means Yasin or type 93G. Oh, they have the same third frequency and basically the same fourth frequency and basically the same fifth frequency. Get this. Third frequency is the exact same. Fourth frequency for the Yasin, 1234. Fourth frequency for the type 93G, 1236. Fifth frequency for the Yasin, 1954. Fifth frequency for the type 93G, 1956. TPK 9 for each. Number of blades, 10 for each. The only differentiating factor is active frequency. 2200 for Yasin and 3600 for type 93G. So I will never know which one I'm going up against until I sync one. But it's probably fair to assume that a Yasin is much quieter than a type 93G. But isn't a type 93... Ooh, hello. Oh, shit. He's launching stuff. Okay, let's get ready to frickin' skedaddle.
All ahead standard. Hell my.
We got a snapback. Alright, fire tube 1.
Launch tube 1. Aye, sir. Retrieve
hello.
the starboard towed array. Hell my. Torpedo in the water. Bearing.
Oh, son of a bitch. That's fine. Oh my god, he got me with another one. Oh, I still got time-lapse going, that's why. Son of a gun.
Radio antenna has failed.
I gotta be able to do anything with that. 95%. When is this tube set to turn on? Should turn on soon. Oh, he got me. He licked me up. I'm pretty sure it's a Yasin then. That is a tight battle. So very quiet, so very apt. But we got a torp out. Got one of them out. Just a flesh wound. Yeah. I was wondering what the heck was going on. The time lapse was still up. I guess I had time lapse. I paused it out of time lapse, so it's still going crazy. Oh, come on, Torp, do me good. If we sink this guy, I'll just go to the launch basket from here. We just need to run away.
Come right, course 173. Hell my. All ahead 1/3. Hell my.
Completely dicked. Yeah, they were squalls. They were squalls. Oh, hello. Torp is turned on. What are the presets on that thing? Set to run at 271 feet. So far, it seems like he's... Oh, it's turning. Did I launch it beneath the layer? I don't think I did. We're so close anyway that, well, figuring out sub versus sub Shadow Zone is a much more complicated topic. But oh man, look at that turn. Okay, that's a circle. He went through a countermeasure field. Yeah, they obviously went behind me or something. I'm still not a fan of how squalls are currently modeled, but that's a topic for... I guess that can be a topic for now. Got time to kill. A conventional warhead would have to be pretty close to get to do any damage. I think they're currently modeled like they hold small nukes. Coming out of countermeasure field. Return into base course or... Oh. Okay, seems to be locked onto something. That's a sharp turn. Sharp
Steady
turns are
on
good
course.
signs.
173.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, not as sharp of a turn as I thought. Okay, looks like he went through another countermeasure. Are we going to do it again? I don't know. I think the whole point of it is so that it doesn't... especially if you strap a nuke onto it, it doesn't really need guidance. It just needs to go out and just kind of get close to something. Like given its max range and its speed and the blast radius of a small nuke. Just needs to go in the general direction. But if you were to arm it with conventional warheads, it would need some form of guidance. What was the base course? Yeah, about 4-3. Okay, looks like he may have spoofed the torp. So we're just going to try and run away then.
Come right to course
Lick
2,
our
0,
wounds.
5. Hell my.
Maybe we should just even be all stop.
All stop. Hell my.
Just wait for repairs. He's out there somewhere. Oh, I haven't yet to see what this model looks like. Let's take a look. It's very red. Is that the Lawami model? That looks like a Lawami model. Or a Lawami skin. I don't know. It wouldn't have that silver though. The Yasin has a spherical array. The silver stuff is for like the cylindrical arrays, isn't it? Because they sit beneath the torpedo tubes. The Yasin has a spherical sonar, and off-axis torpedo tubes that come out midships. I don't know. Well, there's the vertical tubes. $139 meters. The thing's decently long, isn't it? Like 400 some feet. What the heck is that? Oh, 139.2 times 3.2808. Yeah, 457 feet long. Ish, somewhere around there. 460 feet. It's a big boat. 13-foot beam. Yeah, it's about the same as a Seawolf or a Nakula in that neighborhood. Oh, here it says TPK of 7. this frequency sheet says TPK of 9. He shook the twop. He shook the twop there. What's gonna get repaired first? When do these tubes get frickin' repaired? Countermeasure tubes, 13 minutes. Starboard towed, 2 hours. Rudder, 70 minutes. Stern planes, 2 hours. Forward tubes, an hour. Forward port tubes. Forward starboard tubes, 2 hours. Isn't that kind of like the same damage I got against that Kirov a long time ago? Port towed array, 2 hours. Son of a gun. Compressed air damage, an hour. Active intercept, nearly 2 hours. High freak. We got a high freak in 16 minutes. Sphere sensor, an hour. Oh boy. So we're just going to be chilling here for a while.
Steady on course. 205.
Which weapon system I was talking about? Squall. Well, the Yasin is a very new boat. I mean, I'd been hearing him for a while. I think it was fair to say he would have been hearing me. I can't even look at my history, but I'd been tracking him for almost 30 minutes probably. So I think it was fair to assume that he could be hearing me. Should have slowed down even more. Should have slowed to 3 knots. But I was surprised to see him both on broadband and narrowband. That was what was getting me. Because usually sub-contacts, you don't see them on broadband and narrowband at the same time with only like 2 narrowband frequencies. But I was basically saying, if the squalls are in-game remodeled with conventional warheads, they should be almost useless. Maybe give you a little glancing damage every now and then. It would basically have to be a direct hit with a conventional warhead to do significant damage to you. Based on like some figures I've seen that kind of show correlations between like distance from explosion and the size of the warhead. And like what kind of levels of overpressure correspond to what kinds of damage. And these things can really hurt you from like several boat lengths away. So that would, based on those figures that I saw, that would correlate more to a much bigger warhead, a la a small nuke. Stalinium and Putinium. Poutine. I guess I could make a little video even talking about the Squall stuff. But I think it's kind of in the game as like a balancing thing. Because in the stock game, the Russian boats really kind of pale in comparison to the US boats, so they got the standoffs and the Squalls. Alright, I guess we might as well just time-lapse. I could die all of a sudden, suddenly. But I think you'd be hard-pressed to find me at this point. Man, it's going to be a while before anything really comes back online. ESM, radio, countermeasure, snorkel. I wish, like, you could just... I wish it would, like, be in ascending order of just, you know... what's going to take how long to repair, how much time is left, because it really doesn't... That would be more useful to see, like, a lot, like, the live... how much time there's left. Floating wire, propellers... Oh, our rudder's busted, so we're still kind of drifting right. Making like a hole in the water. I wonder if I should just restart this engagement. 95%. All these systems are down forever. There goes the torp finally. And get rid of that waypoint. Ain't doing nothing. Yeah, see, 300 meters behind you. Yeah, that's very far. A conventional explosion at that distance you wouldn't expect to do too much. They're on subsim somewhere. Some thread on subsim. I'll have to go digging for it. Alright, yeah, let's just restart then.